timely SIC hitting has got the Falcons out in front by the score of 8-0, and the fine pitching of right-hander Steve Markey also has helped out the Falcon cause so far here in this one-game affair between Illinois Central and SIC. The first pitch to Cameron is a strike call. We're only playing one ball game here, a scheduled 9-inning contest between ICC and SIC. Cameron steps back in. Here's the pitch from Dunn. It's inside. So the count 1-1. Greg Shepard is on deck, and he'll be followed by Chris Wire here. First three hitters for SIC. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Cameron. High for ball 2. Falcons have won 6 of their last 8. The record now 7-9 on the spring. Back in the fall campaign, they were 25-10. And this is a good group of athletes for SIC. This pitch to Cameron. Got the pop of the catcher's mitt, but did not catch anything at the plate. And it's 3-1 now to Rick Cameron, the Evansville native and the regular center fielder for SIC. This pitch is outside for ball 4, and Rick Cameron will be the first base runner of the 5th inning for SIC. Nobody out, and Greg Shepard steps in. Last time up, Shepard had a bases clearing triple to right field. Let's see if he has any energy left. Used most of it to run all the way at third last time up. Cameron at first with a short lead. Tom Dunn is ready to go. Here's the pitch to Shepard. Foul ball and out of play. Making the count 1-1 to Shep. Chris Wire will be on deck. And Greg Goodley will come to the plate as the Falcons can keep things going here offensively in the 5th inning. You're listening to Falcon Baseball on WDRW-FM, El Dorado, FM 102. We're glad you joined us here for some baseball action this afternoon. We'll be back out here Friday afternoon for a doubleheader against Malcolm X College, and then Sunday afternoon, SIC plays once again here at Falcon Field against the men from Malcolm X. Shepard steps back in against Tom Dunn. Right-hander for Illinois Central makes the toss over to first base, holding the runner Rick Cameron. Here's the pitch to Shepard. Swing and a miss. And we have 2 down. Shepard striking out. They made the throw down to first base. Didn't really have to. Cameron, though, went to second base. So the Falcons have a runner at second now, and 1 out. Chris Wire steps to the plate. Greg Goodley will be on deck for SIC. Tom Dunn takes the sign from his catcher, Bill Smith, and here's the pitch. It's inside for ball 1. Chris Wire, another Evansville native in the Falcon lineup. And he's the regular shortstop for Dave Montfort's ball club. Wire steps back in, right-handed hitter. 1-0 the count, hits a swing and a miss, and that runs the count to 1-1. Falcons lead at 8-0. Short lead for Cameron down at second base. Here's the pitch to Wire. It's a ball outside. Ball gets away from catcher Bill Smith and finally runs that down, gets the ball back out to Tom Dunn, and we're ready to go once again. Chris Wire at the plate, 2-1 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, it's going to be in foul territory. First baseman makes a jog after it, but simply can't get down there in time. And so it's going to be a long strike down the first baseline. That makes it 2-2. 8-0, SIC with the lead. Light rainfall still coming down on a cloudy Wednesday out at Falcon Field. Still got time to catch some more baseball if you can make it out here. Fairly good crowd out here for a rainy, cloudy Wednesday afternoon at SIC. SIC leading at 8-0. Here's the pitch to Wire. High fastball, fouled away. So the count will remain at 2-2. So far, it's been Tom Dunn against Chris Markey, and Markey has had the better of it. He has an 8-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Tom Dunn rubs up the baseball behind the pitching mound. Now gets back on the pitching rubber and takes the sign from his catcher, Bill Smith. Here's the pitch. It's way inside. That makes it a full count of 3-2 to Chris Wire. Greg Goodley is on deck for the Falcons. One down, Rick Cameron at second base, and Cameron has a pretty good lead. Second baseman shades over a little bit now to try to hold him on. Chris Wire steps out of the batter's box. Cameron takes a couple steps back towards second base. Wire steps back in. Cameron takes another good lead. Here's the pitch to Wire. A strike called. So Chris Wire got caught looking with the full count of 3-2, and he's a strikeout victim, and that puts 2 outs up on the scoreboard for SIC, and that'll bring up Greg Goodley. Greg Goodley, the El Dorado native, stepping in now for the Falcons. Neil Volkman will be on deck. Cameron gets a pretty good lead once again down at second. Here's the first pitch to Goodley. It's inside and high for ball 1. Goodley ready to go once again. Right-handed hitter. And this one's inside right on the corner for strike 1. Greg Goodley has home run power. Good leadoff hitter for SIC. He's got speed, he's got power, and he can hit it to all fields. 1-1 the count to Goodley. Here's the pitch, this one way high. So the count 2-1 to Goose Goodley. Falcons an 8-0 lead. And a timely hit here could put the Falcons on top for good, as we'd have the 10-run rule. We're only playing 1 here, a 9-inning affair. That's a scheduled 9-inning ball game here at Falcon Field. But the 10-run rule would come into effect if the Falcons complete 2 more runs. Greg Goodley takes another ball outside. 3-1 the count. Cameron down at second base, and he's been getting a good lead here. Tom Dunn not even checking to see how much of a lead he has. This pitch to Goodley is a called strike on the inside corner. So another full count for an SIC batter. Tom Dunn living dangerously out on the mound. He got Chris Wire looking, and Greg Goodley steps back in. The count full, 3-2. 2 outs. This pitch to Goodley is grounded down to the third baseman. He has to make a long throw and gets it there just in time. So a nice play from Matt Morrish gets Goodley by about a half a step, and that ends the 5th inning for SIC. And after 5 innings of play here from Falcon Field, it's SIC 8, Illinois Central. Right-handed freshman from SIC ready to go. Let's check the defense again for you if you just tuned in. Cantwell's at first. It's Volkman at second. Chris Wire at short. Forzani at third. The catcher, Ryan Gray, and the pitcher, Steve Markey. We're ready to go here with the 6th inning action. SIC an 8-0 lead. First hitter for Illinois Central will be Wes Wombles. And he takes a called strike. Wes Wombles, a left-handed hitter, the only left-handed hitter we've seen so far for Illinois Central. This pitch is lined into right field over the head of Cantwell. Now gets away from Gray in right field. Here's the, or not Gray, rather, gets away from the right fielder for SIC, and he's in for a single and then an error as he gets down to second base. Melsheimer, the ball bounced over Cantwell's head and then off the grass over Melsheimer's head to the wall, so Illinois Central has a runner on at second base. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Mike Albers. Albers, the second baseman for Illinois Central, now comes back to the dugout. So we may see a pinch hitter for Illinois Central, or maybe Albers just wants to change bats. Illinois Central has a runner at second base, nobody out. Falcons lead by the score of 8-0. They got 6 runs in the third inning, 2 runs in the fourth, and they lead it 8-0. Still have some time here as Illinois Central has not brought out a hitter. It's going to be a pinch hitter. We'll have to check to see who it is for Illinois Central. On deck, though, will be Frank Smith. We don't have a roster for the Illinois Central Ball Club, so we really at a loss to tell you who it is. We can only tell you who is number 10, and he'll be coming to bat for Illinois Central. Illinois Central from Peoria, Illinois, winless on the season at 0-6. SIC 7-9 right now on the season, and they've won 6 of the last 8 ball games. So the pinch hitter is ready to go, a right-handed hitter, and Steve Markey is back onto the mound for SIC. Runner at second, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. SIC will be back in action on Friday afternoon out here at Falcon Field with a doubleheader against Malcolm X College from Chicago, and then they'll be back out here Easter Sunday for another doubleheader against that same ball club, Malcolm X. This pitch is outside for ball 2, so 2-0 the count. Steve Markey getting behind the pinch hitter here for Illinois Central. Runner at second. The rain coming down even harder now at Falcon Field. The umbrellas are out, the parkas are out. Here's the pitch, a strike call for Steve Markey on the outside corner, so that'll make the count 1-2. Frank Smith will be on deck for Illinois Central, and then it'll be Ted Moore. Here's the pitch. It's a swing and a miss for strike 2. That makes it 2-2 to the pinch hitter for Illinois Central. Still don't have a name for the pinch hitter. Really doesn't make much difference. Nobody in our listening audience is going to know the guy. Here's the pitch. Pop up into the infield. Chris Wire calls for it. Now fades back and makes a basket catch for out number 1. One out now for Illinois Central. Runner at second base, and that'll bring up their leadoff hitter, Frank Smith. Ted Moore, the shortstop, will be on deck. Right-handed hitter, Frank Smith. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. Here's the pitch. Strike call. SIC an 8-0 lead on a very rainy, cold, cloudy Wednesday. Not exactly a great day for baseball. Here's the pitch outside. Makes it 1-1. Only playing 1 ball game today, a scheduled 9-inning contest. Originally, a doubleheader was scheduled between these 2 ball clubs, but before they got started, they said, let's just play 1 9-inning ball game. So that's what we're doing out here at Falcon Field right now. Here's the pitch. Line drive into center field. Cameron comes in, but he's not going to be able to make the catch. Now makes a long throw into Ryan Gray, and they hold the runner down at third. So a base hit for Frank Smith. The pinch hitter got all the way over to third base. Or Wes Wombles make that, got all the way over to third base. So runners now at first and third for Illinois Central, and still only 1 out. So Illinois Central, with their first scoring threat of the contest, have runners at first and third and 1 out, and that'll bring up Ted Moore, the shortstop for Illinois Central. The fielding plays of Moore got the Falcons on the board back in that third inning when they plated 6 runs. 1 out. Runners at first and third for Illinois Central. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball 1 to the shortstop, Ted Moore. Matt Morris, the Illinois Central third baseman, will be on deck. You're listening to Falcon Baseball on at SIC on WDRW-FM. Here's a shot into center field. Now the ball gets away from Cameron, goes almost to defense. One run is going to score. They're sending another runner. Here's the throw from Volkman. It's not going to be in time. Illinois Central plates 2 runs and a double for Ted Moore, scoring 2, and that makes it now SIC 8, Illinois Central 2. That'll bring up Matt Morse, the Illinois Central third baseman. The Falcon lead now cut to just 6 runs. 8-2 is our score. Bottom half of the, or top half of the 6th inning. Hard to keep things straight, folks, with the rains coming down. Our scorebook is all wet. Our equipment is drenched. We're trying to hold an umbrella to keep ourselves from getting too wet. So bear with us. Here's the pitch. Line drive down the third baseline, but called foul. A rip that time from Matt Morse, but the pitch hit foul, so it's a long strike for Matt Morse. Runner at second base for Illinois Central. SIC leading it by the score of 8-2. And here's the pitch, low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Matt Morse. Bill Smith, the Illinois Central catcher, will be on deck. Here's the pitch to Morse, a swing and a miss for strike 2. That'll make it 1-2 with 1 down here. Top half of the 6th inning, and the rain really coming down now at Falcon Field. You can probably hear it off the umbrellas out here at SIC. Matt Morse calls timeout, now steps back out of the batter's box. 1-2 the count to Morse. 1 out, top half of the 6th inning. We'll be bringing you all the home games here of SIC here in the spring. Here's the pitch to Morse, swing and a miss. So Matt Morse, a strikeout victim once again in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Bill Smith. Morse, a strikeout victim all 3 times he's come to the plate. Bill Smith, the catcher for Illinois Central, will come to the plate. He struck out last time up, and he also flew out in the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 2. Smith, a very big and strong right-handed hitter with the number 17 on his jersey. Here's the pitch. Pop up down the first baseline. Cantwell tries to make the play, now goes to the fence and can't make it. Ball just barely landing out of play. Cantwell going hard towards the fence. Couldn't make the play as the foul ball just a little bit out of play here. And so that's going to be 1 strike against Bill Smith. Umpires come up with another baseball, and we're ready to go once again here. Steve Markey from Palatine, the freshman. Good right-handed pitcher. Doesn't throw real hard, but has very good control. 1 strike to Bill Smith. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch, a strike call. So 2 strikes now on Bill Smith. Larry Scarcliffe, the first baseman for Illinois Central, is waiting on the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch, high and outside. 1-2 to Bill Smith. Illinois Central with a runner down at second base. 2 out, 6th inning action. SIC with an 8-2 lead here from Falcon Field on a very rainy day. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. So Bill Smith goes down swinging. Nice pitching that time from Steve Markey. And after 5.5 from Falcon Field, it's SIC 8, Illinois Central 2. Now, a very wise move, I would say, by the home plate and the base umpire. They've decided to call the ball game because of the rainy conditions. We did have a complete ball game here, though, as we did get past the 4.5 inning mark. So the SIC Falcons are going to run their record to 8-9 on the year with the victory. They've now won 7 of their last 9 ball games. SIC now wins it by the score of 8-2. The Falcons got on the board in that 3rd inning with 6 big runs, all of those coming with 2 out, as some fielding miscues by shortstop Ted Moore got the Falcons on the board. They plated 6 runs in the 3rd inning, 2 runs in the 4th inning, and that put them out front by the score of 8-0. Illinois Central got a couple of runs back in that 5th inning, but the The rains came down very hard here in that sixth inning. The umpires have decided to call the ball game, and SIC is an 8-2 winner. Our next broadcast, weather conditions, if we do get the right weather conditions on Friday, I should say, if the rains begin to slack off later on tonight or tomorrow, we'll have baseball for you Friday afternoon here from Falcon Field. It'll be Malcolm X College from Chicago in to play SIC here at Falcon Field. That'll be a 1 o'clock doubleheader. And then the SIC also will take on Malcolm X again Sunday afternoon. That also here at Falcon Field, a 1 o'clock doubleheader. So our next broadcast, weather permitting, will be Friday afternoon here from Falcon Field, SIC against Malcolm X. The final score here, SIC 8, Illinois Central 2. Illinois Central now drops to 0-7 at SIC.